Hey everyone, how is everyone doing on this Tuesday night? I would say one of the coldest nights in January, right after New Year's. All right. And my wife is on the phone, but she doesn't want to say anything. I love her. Um, so I go to my physical therapy chiropractic, right, today, and I see, and this is after, this is first Tuesday, first week after New Year's, and there are so many people there. Oh my fucking god, you know. And yeah, that's what happens after New Year's. All that boozing, all that whatever, dancing. All right. Uh, yeah, that place was full. Speaking of which, how's everyone doing? I hope you recuperated after New Year's, and I'm still recuperating. All right, and I went hard as if I was in my 30s, which is not good. You know, I mean, I wish that my wife was here, then we would have done something like calmer, right? So I won't have to be like fucking out 4 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the morning. But in any case, I mean, it was too much fun, but it's not good for my sciatica. My sciatica. So it's just too cold. It's too fucking cold because this is the temperature after the snow. So we still have snow on the ground. Basically, snow right now is just ice. Wherever there's snow, we have 3 or 4 inches of snow, right? Maybe 3 inches. Now that's all fucking ice. And I had to change the tires for my car, my Jeep, because they're all bald. Not good. Maybe get the snow tires. Snow tires are expensive. I'll just get the regular tires. Um, and then the other day, I was actually, when was that? Oh, Sunday. Sunday, I was trying to basically turn the fucking ignition on and it's not turning on and I'm getting worked up. My wife is on the phone and then I went to see a friend because we watched basically. I watched the first half, second half of the first game, right? One of the first games, football. And then from there, we went to another place, Green Hook, to see the second game, right? And I'm trying to, he was trying to give me some tips because he has the same Jeep, right? And I am like a lunatic, I'm trying to turn the ignition on. It's not even turning on. It's not even turning on. I'm like, what the fuck? You know? And now it's fine. I don't know what the fuck happened that night. You know? So I gotta have the mechanic look into that as well. Uh, I mean, my Jeep is what, like 10 years. It's 10 years old now. 118,000 miles on it, which is not bad actually. And I don't drive much. Um, but in any case, the priorities in life. Obviously, my fucking sciatica. Hopefully, uh, after I get that injection, I've been actually sleeping on this really hard like mat. It's like a yoga mat, like inch and a half. So I got rid of that other mat which was like the sleeping, which was the sleeping mat, right, at 4 inch. So I went from the 4 inch to inch and a half. So I'm going to sleep on this. Actually, the hard surface is better for sciatica, as they say. And in 2 weeks I'm going to get the injection, and hopefully, that will give me some relief. And I also want to change my insurance. I have to talk to my insurance company, because I have AmeriHealth, and if I get the Blue Cross, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Sheet, without giving you too much personal fucking information over here, I get a break from from the money that I'm paying to the physical therapy slash chiropractic place, right? Because I do decompression and all that. And I pay, out of pocket every time I go there. What happened? Say, my wife is making fun of me. Oh my God. What happened? Oh my God. No, for you, I'm looking at something else here. Oh. So I have to do that. And again, it's just the most depressing time of the year here in New York, New Jersey. It's just too fucking cold, man. And then we're hoping that my wife's interview is scheduled soon. That's the other priority, obviously, right? So by the time this fucking weather breaks, she gets here. All right? Because I need her here, and she needs me. We need to be together. Fuck this, the whole system. I mean, it just, it's not the best time for both of us, honestly. It's not the best time for both of us. And, keep us in your prayers. Keep your fingers crossed for us. And she needs to be home. It has been over 2 years now. Doesn't say. You want to say something? So I was just cooking. I just finished cooking some potatoes, for breakfast. I had picked up some ramen for dinner, and in my lunacy and loneliness and being a cog in the wheel, I was just working. And here I am doing my podcast. Did you all move down to Florida or somewhere warmer? Texas. And January, February, even March is colder. The winter here is like a drags on. Oh my fucking God, dude! It turns into a real depression. Like, just imagine if you are in your 70s and you're stuck here, right? And you have some bone problems, your bones are creaking. I mean, my bones I've already started creaking, basically, right? I'm not in my 70s, but, and then you are just depressed, like you can't do anything. You're like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why do I have to deal with this cold weather? And what do? You turn into fucking like a pumpkin, or you turn into whatever, right? Um, all right, let's be a little positive here. All right, let's just, it is what it is. I can't do anything. I can't change the fucking weather. And so I'm just hoping, I'm just hoping that my sciatica is basically gone for next season. My wife is already here, right? I mean, when I say next season, I'm talking about playing some fucking golf, you know, because that sports I miss. That was like my therapy, And my wife actually plays good golf too. She has a nice swing. She can do 100 yards, right? We played golf in South Africa. Um, I mean, that was the last time I played golf last year, actually. Oh no! And then after that, I played golf here in like the end of March, I think, and that's when my sciatica started. I'm like, fuck this, you know. And since then, like, it just has been. Well, it was a real struggle in the beginning. Even to this day, it just makes me depressed and sort of angry sometimes, and more angry actually. Yeah, I have the fucking anger issues I have to deal with. But now I have to deal with this shit first. You know. In any case, all right. I know I'm just bitching too much about this, but yeah, past 9 months have not been easy. Honestly, 10 months. Even me and my wife us meeting in Turkey and all that whole fucking debacle. And I hate going to the fucking airports. I tell my wife, like this past week, right before when I went to Miami, even like walking from one end to the other end of the airport, it's just a struggle for me, especially with a backpack. So I can't basically use a backpack anymore. I'm going to use one of those like cases, you carry it with the wheels, right? Um, all right, everyone. Um, so, is there anything going on in January? I don't think so. I think there is the MLK, but MLK Day is coming, but we don't really take that day off. I work, It has. I mean, I've been struggling after New Year's to get up early, because I can't go to bed early. Just, I mean, insomniac as I am, and I've been on and off using that CBD slash, magnesium drink, and then the fucking gabapentin, and because of the sleep issue. I'm just hoping, and I'm hoping that this hard surface is gonna help me sleep. It's not as comfortable as sleeping in a nice, like thick bed, obviously, but it is what it is. It's some sort of a punishment I had to go through in life. Right? Um, things could be worse. I don't know. Um, without repeating myself gazillion times, actually gazillion times. Everybody should have their health, you know, intact, their bodies intact, and as you grow older, obviously your body falls apart, right? So you gotta be careful in what you do, how you do. Don't get body injuries, however, whatever form of injuries, Don't fall off a fucking cliff. All right. And take it easy. Especially if you're up, you're 40 or older, take it easy. Trust me, you're not a fucking 22-year-old anymore. Uh, so that's like almost half of your age, all right? I have basically lived more than half of my age, all right? So obviously my bones are going to start creaking, all right? Makes me think about my own fucking mortality. Because I thought I was going to live here forever. Forever. Forever young. Remember this song? All right, everyone. So I'm just going to take it easy for the next 2, 3 weeks, not doing anything. Obviously, I'll be out with friends, but I just got to take it easy, really. Just stay home, watch movies, but then it becomes also boring, man. Just like, you're married and we're not with your significant other. It's one of the painful fucking feelings, you know. And again, I'm sorry, I'm just complaining too much, but that's the reality. All right, that's the fucking reality we have to deal with. And is there anything else we can play? I mean, I play pool sometimes. I go to this place, the Italian restaurant. Behind the restaurant, they have the bar with the pool table, right? Sometimes I go there, play pool, but pool is not really. I mean, pool I don't think is as bad as like any other sports for sciatica, but it's still not that good. What else can you do indoors, sir? Play card games, darts. I fucking hate those. I hate those card games too. I just want to get back on fucking turf and play the 9 holes or whatever, 11 holes. But this time, I'm going to be very careful and not play like a fucking maniac. It's just, I feel like it has become a distant dream for me now. You know, I so much wanted to play at least 9 holes down in Florida when I was in Orlando, right? Oh, are you playing golf here? No, I can't play golf here. You know? And it is what it is. Suck it up, sir. Suck it up for a few more months. I should have dealt with this, you know, sooner. But now, when you have constant pain, what the fuck are you gonna do? It's gonna get worse. So you gotta deal with it. All right. And I didn't, I became careless. I think that's what it is. You know. And all right, okay, let's change the subject. All right. So what are we talking about? Anything interesting on the New Year's? I mean, any news? I mean, there are a lot of news. Uh, Trump's inauguration is coming up, right, in 2 weeks. And so January 6th, remember, nothing blew up in January 6th, so that's good. Remember 4 years ago? Oh my fucking God. Was it 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Whatever, right? Um, I don't want to talk about politics. No. So, what else you want to talk about, sir? Movies? Yeah, I watched a couple of new movies. The Red One. I think I talked about that. I was trying to convince my wife to watch it, but I guess she's just like out of it. But it's a good one. It's an action comedy plus a little bit of science fiction. And then you know what I watched? It's kind of a kids movie, but um, it's one of those Pixar animation, one of the great Pixar animated movies. It's called the Wild Robot, Wild fucking Robot. All right, watch it if you can. That's a really good movie. I mean, yeah, you can say it's for kids, but the graphics and all that sort of storyline is adultish, right? Not adultish in the sense that there's fucking porn in there, but uh, the storyline is great. The graphics are great. So it's an animated movie, The Wild Robot, right? Speaking of which, who was showing which podcast I was listening to right before Joe Rogan's? Oh, PBD. So that wild robot in that movie, right? Obviously, it's set somewhere in a, I don't know, is that set on fucking planet Earth in a distant future? Probably, right? So like even 50 years from now, or maybe even 20 years from now, those robots are going to be real, and those robots are so what do you call going to be efficient in whatever they are made for, right? And that's what really fascinates me, not only because I'm an engineer, but just the future of technology. And I'm not talking about, the fucking Skynet and the T1000 genre of, robots which are going to basically get rid of the human civilization. I'm talking about the ones that are going to help us, right? And they obviously, the eyes are eyes. Their eyes have like multiple cameras in them, right? So they just like we have lenses in our eyes, right? So robots are a replica of human bodies, right? Upright, two arms, two legs, right? Um, and so on that podcast, they were showing that this company, I'm trying to remember this company, and this guy, he is actually, there was a, oh yeah, they were showing us that there was a fucking, some sort of a conference or something where he was on the stage, right? There's a huge audience, some Asian dude, right? Obviously Asians are, very intelligent, and they are more advanced in computers and all that, right? And so this is what happens. And I was like, holy shit, is this like the repetition of the movie I was watching yesterday, right? And so on the stage, he does something, and all these robots fucking rise up from the floor. Watch that video. It's on PBD podcast, right? And he basically they are and he's explaining to the audience, right? What kind of robot, and it's not like he's explaining every robot and their function, but in general, this is now, and these machines are going to be more advanced, and they were like a six lineup on his left side and six others on his right side, right? And I'm like, holy shit, they look like the wild robot from the movie yesterday. So that's going to be a reality, you know and I think you can actually buy those robots if you need them. Let's say that if I were really old, and if I had some money, and if I'm living alone, right, and then I need help with like dishes, even like robot is gonna take me to the fucking shower, right? Give me a shower and all that, right? And then I'll take the robot with me, right? The robot will take me out, right? Even driving and all that, right? That's what I would do. I'll buy a robot, a helper, right? So in any case, um, Besides that, uh, I mean, I'm more interested in, obviously, I'm interested in that, but I'm also interested in flying cars, because that has to be reality too in my fucking lifetime, right? And FAA has to come up with regulations. At some point in time, the humans are going to be like, "Yeah, fuck this, you know what? I don't want to spend hours and hours in fucking traffic. I just want to fly from point A to point B in my own personal vehicle, all right? So you guys give me the rules and regulations and give me a whatever license I need to fly that fucking thing, right? And I'll take whatever tests and whatever, however many hours of. I mean, that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get my private pilot license, right? And besides the fact that I don't want to fucking deal with the airport and all that bullshit, right? Rather fly my own Cessna if it's a 2 hour flight, right? To, let's say, Miami, not Miami, Orlando, right? Or let's say wherever, up to fucking Maine, wherever I'm going, right? And that is also going to be a reality. The problem is that people like Elon Musk, although I think he's coming up with his own genre of robots, right? Humanoid robots. And the problem is that he's not for flying cars, all right? In any case, I think I talked about this like multiple times in my previous podcasts. I don't want to talk about it either. So what do you want to talk about, sir? Some other advancements in human civilization? I have no fucking idea. But I'm not really for this whole hype with the AI. I'm not for that. The AI is not going to rise and take over the human computers or the whole human civilization. I don't think so. Um, and I don't think it's going to be self-learning. You know, yeah, you can basically do algorithms, right? You can come up with an algorithm, computer algorithm, which basically finds its own paths, right? Computations, is that what it's called? Computation or whatever the fuck what was that word in statistics? Computation? No, no, sir. Permutation. Different permutations, right? And it may find solutions to different things, but I don't think it's going to self-learn and become aware of its own existence. That's impossible. All right. For that, you need something like a complex structure as a human brain, which I don't think we can replicate. All right, with emotions and all that, right? I think our emotions are basically just leftover, whatever we learned in the past and all that, right? And yeah, if you're going through some tragedy right now in your life, obviously that's not good, right? I mean, that's the whole thing, right? You feel that connection with other human beings that the robots will not be able to see or feel, regardless of how advanced we make them, right? And you know that wild robot. I don't want to give out too much fucking information. Although that's an old movie. That's like 6 months old, I think. Right? It came out in July or August last year, and so that robot actually uh, realizes that connection. At some point in time. So it is possible that with too much interaction with like biological life, right, including us humans, these machines may start. learning emotions and start thinking the way we think. No, I think that for that you need to basically come up with a very, very, very sophisticated and complicated, a neuron like neuro structure. You know, maybe some sort of a like a jelly, sort of like artificial sort of a like a material which is not really like solid and which is not really liquid either. Whatever the, I'm pretty sure they have those kinds of materials and chemicals, right? Uh, but the neurons are in extremely complex structures. They run on electrochemical signals. I mean, most of our body runs on electrochemical signals, except for bones and how we make our hands move and walk and all that, right? And this technology we cannot replicate, without motors and all that metallic parts. And what the hell? Where am I going with this? I won't be here. Listen, when the robots become sentient, right? Sentient and become aware that they actually are better than humans, and they're gonna basically start slaughtering the humans. Is that what it is with the machines? Just like in fucking Terminator. I don't know. I hope not. I mean, again, I won't be here for that if something like that happens. But I mean, that's it's like saying it's the same thing as, for example, if the aliens ever visit us on a physical ship, they would be nefarious. You can't expect an alien to be, benevolent and, extending their love and their, and you show them your gratitude, and all of a sudden they start fucking firing at you, right? Remember that movie with fucking Jack Nicholson, Visitation from Mars? I don't fucking remember. It's like you know, Martian attack. Well, I don't know. You get my point, right? Where us humans, especially the ones who actually do LSD and who are into like yoga and meditation and and the law, the universal law, and and the connection and all that, they are gathering in some place like where they have the remember the mountainous desert where the Burning Man happens. So I think that's where they actually set up all the, humans are basically waiting for the fucking ship to arrive, right? And then NASA and all these other agencies are saying, oh, okay, now it's gonna come, everybody's fucking waiting, right? And with their whatever, everybody's on, half of them on fucking LSD or mushrooms or whatever, right? Now finally we're gonna meet the alien, right? That the alien is going to be the most benevolent and loving and this and that, right? And then obviously any alien who is going to feel like they're being intruded by something, they're going to start shooting at you, right? Whatever they do. I'm not talking about shooting guns at you. Whatever the fuck weapons they come here with, right? So that's our own reflection of our own nature. It's like, yeah, when we go to a different planet, at some point in time, which is impossible, even to get to our nearest habitable, well, we don't even know if there's a nearest habitable planet, all right, which is 4 light years away, all right? I think I said this again many times. And do you think we're gonna carry fucking weapons with us in addition to all the research and doctors and astrobiologists, right? Mining, fucking people, right? To mine the precious metals. Probably we will. Who the fuck knows what's down there, right? Um, I don't know. That's still science fiction. I don't think that's actually going to happen in my lifetime. All right. I won't be here. You won't be here. None of you will be here because we are looking at least like 200 years for us to come up with some technology that's going to give us the power with thrusters to actually fly through the fucking harsh space onto a harsh fucking planet, right? Let's say that it's not as harsh as fucking Mars, right? It has some atmosphere and it has some sort of like life form, right? Even then, based on the map of the solar system, not solar system, sorry, interstellar nearest, you know, uh, star systems, Alpha Centauri is the nearest, right? Which is basically 4 light years away. So 4 light years away, you know how far that is? 4 light years away. Sounds like just 4 light years away, right? Oh my God, it's only 4 light years away. So yeah, if you have a ship with speed of light, you'll get there in 4 years. Right now, we don't even have 1/100th. All right, so that means you're going to get there in 400 years. There you go. All right, what are you going to do? Put all the astronauts in the fucking stasis? And we don't have that technology to begin with. All right, so for us to go explore other planets, habitable planets. I mean, we haven't even been to fucking moon. We don't even have a colony on the moon. Not colony, sir. Base. Don't use the word colony. Or Mars. All right. Uh, but we gotta, have a beginning somewhere, right? The explorers, and so this notion that we have that everything that we're gonna produce are an alien species who's gonna come here with the most nefarious intention, just like look at all those fucking alien movies, right? Beginning with the 1979, the original Alien movie, remember with Sigourney Weaver? She was so young, and all those other actors were so young. 1979. I was only like 6 years old, you know, and I didn't even know what the fuck a movie was at that time, right? Obviously, and in the mountain we didn't have anything. Um, And so, where the hell I was going with this? Then I lost the chain of thought. I'm sorry. I just stepped into or fell into my own fucking past. I was thinking about 1979 in the fucking mountains. There was nothing up there really. But we had a lot of natural things to do. We would play in the dirt and we would play in the mountains and blah blah blah. Right? We didn't have any of these fucking phones. Grew up naturally. So it was a curse. Well, it was a blessing as well as curse, both, right? Because we didn't have these phones, we didn't have this technology for us to watch movies and internet and all that bullshit, right? Uh, so that kind of makes me jealous, right? But then I feel bad for these kids that this technology, at least the phones, have basically taken over our lives. So I think these phones have just basically part of our extended mind. I think computers became first extension of the human mind, right? For whatever means, for computing, for whatever, word processing. And now communication. These fucking phones, you know. Sometimes I don't get along with these fucking phones, because you can also use them as a weapon. Well, I mean, not as a weapon to fucking kill people, but you can shoot fucking text messages. Sometimes I get worked up, which is not good. Um, Shit, what the hell I was talking about? Sorry. Um, all right. So, original Alien movie, right? With Sigourney. So with Sigourney Weaver, and they are on a fucking mining fucking planet, or what was that? Was that an asteroid where they were basically mining the fucking cobalt or whatever the fuck they were doing, right? So all those people on the ship were miners, except for obviously the pilots and the security guys, right? And that's why I actually like those movies, the original ones. The second one actually is a funnier one because all those are miners, so they're not very intellectual and they're very down to earth, and they just talk shit, right? And so the first alien concept is that, oh shit, you know what? It's a morpho, whatever you call it, right? Creature that actually has nothing else to do but to attack humans and just whatever, right? Get into their fucking body through their mouth and then create something, another alien, right? Didn't Sigourney Weaver actually, Ripley was her name, right? Didn't actually mother one of those fucking aliens in one of the third one or the fourth one installation? Remember, fourth sequel. Oh my fucking god! So this is what the humans actually are thinking. Um, Obviously, yeah, those movies had some aspect of some sort of alien horror, right? So it was not like Ridley Scott was the producer, right? Director. Yeah, I get it that he didn't want to make the alien movies. Oh, you know what? Oh, we have come across on this fucking mining asteroid with some sort of a benevolent god like a creature who just puts her hand on our heads, and then we feel like we are in heavens, or we are basically connected to the fucking universe, right? But then he made those like quite the opposite. Oh, you can't even touch them. They touch you, you are dead. All right. So that's our human. What do you call? Um, Suspicious, not suspicious, sir. Not. What's that fucking word? I'm losing the chain of thought here. When you don't actually, what is that fucking word? Oh my fucking god! Is it too late? Um, oh, trust, untrust, right? When you don't trust, at someone, and especially a creature from another fucking world, right? And I think this distrustfulness is also part of our human nature, you know, from the beginning of our own evolution, right? And I mean, that was the reason why we are alive, right? It's the survival of the fittest, survival of the fittest, and the survival of the more intelligent. All right. Otherwise, this world would be basically run by these creatures like what, sir? Cheetahs and fucking bonobos, right? And where would they get to? Nowhere. It would be like an African jungle forever. All right, no safaris. In any case, so I don't know. I just talk shit because I have nothing to talk about. All right. So that's the sort of my own, idea about sort of the now and the future, and where the humans are going to go. I think the other thing is that we might actually figure out if there's afterlife. I think that's the biggest one, right? How, sir? That's yeah, that's a bigger one. That's the biggest conundrum. That's the biggest whale, right? Because if there's afterlife, then obviously this whole fucking thing is a simulation. That's it. Congratulations, humans. All right, but nobody knows. All right, nobody knows. We just believe. Somebody believe. Somebody don't. Some people do. Some people don't. Some people are agnostic. Oh, there's a God. Oh, you know what? And if there's afterlife, and if there's some sort of another realm, which is basically a non-physical realm, or maybe there's another physical realm, who the fuck knows? All right, that we don't know. And I mean, if you listen to people who have sort of gone to the other side, right? Not gone to the other side, sir, but who have had car accidents, sort of like almost lethal car accidents or heart attacks or strokes or whatever, right? They see a light, and they see their dead ones, the closest dead ones. What the fuck is that? All right. And but then I'm pretty sure people have done research on this, but I guess it doesn't matter. I think there's the whole whale. I say, the carton, that if it's a simulation, then the whoever the simulator is has put in between, like, this physical life and the other, whatever, if there's any, right? If there's none, then it's over, sir. Man, it's over. So live your life. Don't bother people. All right, just don't be bothered either. Live your life with some degree of happiness, satisfaction. All right, and that's it. You know. Um, I mean, I never had any fucking miracles. I've never seen anything where I would say, "Oh shit, you know what? I saw something," or even some people say, "Oh, I saw this in my dreams." I'm like, yeah, well, that's just a fucking dream, all right? Uh, because in your dreams you can see anything. Doesn't matter, all right? Um, so sorry, I went from like aliens to fucking death. Uh, so that, I think, veil or curtain is not going to be ever lifted up by the simulator. If there's a simulator, if this whole thing is a simulation, they're not going to, if they know everything, and if somebody's trying to poke a hole in that fucking curtain or veil, obviously, then they're not going to allow that on a mass scale. Maybe some people, through their meditation and through their whatever, right? Maybe they live above that whole fucking, what do you call the process of death, right? I mean, if you go on a heroic psychedelic trip, uh, what they say is, because I've read a lot of books on psychedelics, right, back in the days. Listen to Terence McKenna. He was sort of like the guru for many of us, right? We thought that he was some sort of a prophet, but then he had that fucking what do you call the tumor in his fucking brain, right? That killed him. But in any case, may his soul rest in eternal peace. I don't know what the hell that means. All right. So if you if you go on a heroic dose where you are, the first thing happens, I think, is that your ego dies, and that ego death is close to an actual death. All right, you don't die, but your ego dies. Means your connections to this world, whatever you are holding on to, it just basically falls apart, and you feel like you are not connected to anything, and then you try to make a sense of, okay, so what is this now? All right, if I'm not in this fact in that world, what is this now? Although you're alive and well. All right, but then your mind takes you into a different fucking realm. I have never had those heroic doses, uh, but there are books, actually, with federal funded books on mushrooms, and now they're actually the other day. Oh, the other day, Joe Rogan had, the ex-governor of Texas, Rick Perry, and one of the other guys. They are now actually advocating psychedelic therapy for people with severe PTSD, especially veterans. Because those fucking guys, and I feel bad for them. Because if you have seen some real shit in in war, and no matter how powerful your mind is, how much training you had on all that, right? And regardless of how much physical training you had, mentally, it breaks you down. You come back, and then you don't, you just you can't get out of that fucking mindset. So psychedelic therapy, I think, um, gets them out of that. I think what it does is that the psychedelic therapy, uh, if you have like severe depression and PTSD, what it does is that it lets you live or relive that moment. It takes you into your subconsciousness, right? And it lets you re-experience that experience, which might have caused this depression, whatever has happened in your past, right? So that, I think, that's what they were educating, which is great. Now that's other new era of therapy and all that, right? Which is good. I feel, I would, I would be for that if I had some, like, really, uh, God forbid, a real PTSD, or whatever the fuck, clinical depression, whatever, right? Uh, I mean, sometimes I do feel depressed, and I just lock myself. You know, I just sleep through the fucking day. I don't care about anything. But I don't take any SSRIs or any of that fucking pharma, right? And those SSRIs don't do anything for those guys, those people, guys and girls and whoever. It could also be some trauma from your childhood. Who the fuck knows, that actually you don't remember, but subconsciously this makes you depressed. Who the fuck knows, right? So psychedelic therapy also helps you in that. All right, um, everyone. I think I talked about a lot of things, and it's already close to 11 o'clock. Oh, it's already 11 o'clock. I'm gonna watch something and pass the f out. All right. And again, I presume you all are having a great start of the week. Anything else I wanted to say before I sign out? I'm gonna sound more depressed next week. Hopefully not. All right. It's just the fucking weather just makes me depressed, and then And then the situation with my wife's case, and then sciatica, just, I don't know. Then I'm going to be clinically depressed. No, sometimes no. I mean, I think I don't have any of those traumas. Luckily, yeah, I was beaten up too. Like I have that. I was beaten up when I was 22. I have that trauma. I realize subconsciously. Sometimes I feel like I didn't deserve that. Almost. I was in bed for like 15 days, even more. Like why did I deserve that? So that's sort of like trauma. But like I don't think I got a head concussion or any of that. I mean, the other day we were watching football, and if you look at NFL, those guys actually, they you can see that, oh, this guy just hit his fucking head onto this other guy's shoulder, whatever, right? If with the speed of fucking whatever speed he's running, with the ball, and yeah, those head concussions can actually cause damage to your brain. I think footballers actually do get uh, those concussions, and even though they have those like hard helmets and all that, right? But oh, I remember now. Speaking of which, concussion, right? This is what happened with me once, which I don't think I actually told my wife either. Um, I think I was 20 or maybe 21, maybe 19, 20 or 21. And we were playing soccer, in the mountains. That's what we would do usually, or play cricket, right? And and I remember because that we didn't have like grass fucking fields to play soccer. It was just all like rough terrain, like dirt and like rocks and all that, right? And so I remember one time I was basically carrying the ball because I would usually play like the what do you call the offense. And then some guy comes to me with the same speed I'm running the ball with, and then he basically trips me, he trips me, and then I trip, and then I hit my head. I remember this, I hit this on a rock which was in the ground. And I kind of felt sort of like I was losing my memory for like 3 days. I remember we had a cousin, his marriage was um, during that time on a weekend, and I was feeling weird. Right after that, I was, I was feeling like I was reliving some other memory from the past. So I would basically walk, right? I would walk to even go to school or something, and then I would feel like, oh, wait a minute, where is this thought coming from? You know, or some past memory or some. I mean, that actually, I think I had a slight concussion, right? Which actually sort of like temporarily, I think, gave me not a brain damage, but like it basically what do you call, when I hit my head on that fucking rock, it sort of jolted the matter inside, the brain matter inside, right? So I think some of the wires I think got moved, not moved, sir, but and they got jolted, and so all those neurons were going fucking crazy, at least for 2 3 days, the whole fucking week. I remember that. I was feeling so fucking weird, and I didn't want to go to the marriage, and I don't think I went to the marriage. I remember that one. So these people, the footballers, I think they get those concussions. You know. In any case, all right, everyone, it's already 1 hour, and I'm fine. Trust me. Um, Again, just keep us in your prayers and your well wishes. Hopefully, I can get out of this fucking sciatica soon. All right, everyone, I'll talk to you all next week.